Okay, so get out your smart devices or whatever. Are you ready? You're gonna.
Wait, do we need the app or just go to the
No, just go on the website, Kahoot.it. Just type in that code. You don't need the app. I'm going to be in the limelight. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Should be 16 players, unless some of you are opting out of Kahoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay. Yes, all 16. Okay, good. Good to go. It's exciting. Exciting times. Okay. Oh. I'm being trolled by multiple devices. Okay, you ready to Kahoot? You see this is a bear. Or is it? Wait. Where's the bear? Oh, that's not the bear. Okay, there we go. The bear's ready. Okay, you ready? Oh, someone dropped. Oh, are you ready? Oh. Fast. These are only 10 seconds. Oh. Yep. So Katz believes studying the everyday experiences of deviance involves studying the foreground, not the background. The background's what he's criticizing, and not the front stage. I made that up. Well, that's from Durkheim. Sorry, from Goffman. Oh, C. What are these names? C, CWJ. These aren't very creative names. Durkheim, bell hooks. No one's using a name that I know. Okay. Who's C? Come on down, C. Give it up for C. Okay, you get the first pick, so you can grab. Oh yeah, you can take 3 things. Give it up for C. That really lasts a long time. Okay, which of the following is a cultural theory? Yay, differential association theory. So, does anyone remember what the other cultural theory was? There were 2 cultural theories presented in the same week. Oh my God, that was a great throw. Give it up for that. Okay. Jay's in the lead now. Jay's in the lead. Okay. According to Sutherland, definitions of law violation do not vary in terms of. So one of these is made up. Yes. Okay. Remember, this is differential association, how people become illegal activists or whatever, members of subculture. So the validity is not super important for him because he's saying, well, if you believe in it, then you're going to do it. Or if you don't believe in societal rules, then you're going to deviate anyway. Jay's in the lead. I don't want to expose Jay yet. So, not that I know who Jay is, or do I? It's a mole. Okay, so next. Or wait. What is this? Oh, I guess I can't change the settings when I'm inside. Anyway, okay. A system whereby normative values are flipped or inverted is which of the following? Yeah. Ooh, lots of you think it's counterculture. No, subculture, a counterculture can be a kind of subculture, but that's just the definition I took from my slide on subcultures. Remember, so it's kind of going off of differential association, the idea that people can form a subset of society where things are kind of backwards. So a counterculture is, you're going against society. Here, it could just be you're disregarding the beliefs and values. So I gave funny examples of you could have a student association or SOCB50 Summer 2019 as places that are kind of like subcultures. I liked how one of you put SOCB50. That's funny. Okay. Jay's still in the lead. Yeah, that was rough, I know. Rough question. Rough. How many major types of neutralizations are there, according to Sykes and Matza? Yay, 5. Yes. We went over them. Those are in the slides. You can think of the fun ones like denying injury and condemning the condemners and denying responsibility and all of that. Someone thinks they're 20. Yeah, there couldn't be. There could be, but I mean, not according to them. Okay. Oh, Jay's still in the lead. Okay. J, Durkheim, and CW all come down. No, that's not available yet.
Oh.
These are for the end, the big ones. Oh, okay. So you can each take 3 from that.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
Yay! 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 Okay, let's keep going. The immediate setting in which behavior occurs is yes, the situation. Exactly. Cool. Okay. Rum and raisins. Nice. Okay. 7. Katz is highly critical of which of these thinkers? Yeah, Merton. he could be a little bit critical of Hershey or everyone, but Merton is the one he engages with the most. He explicitly engages with Merton in his Seductions of Crime, the Seductions and Repulsions of Crime book. Remember, he argues against the notion of, quote, sentimental materialism. Basically the idea that poor people are kind of pushed into crime just by feeling really strained. And he goes into the emotions in the foreground and everything. So good. Okay, seems you're... And again, the point of this Kahoot, obviously the test, as me and Jason will talk about, or the final exam, it's going to be much more in-depth because it's short answers and essay questions. But here I'm just, these are the themes that will be kind of covered on the exam. So it's good that with the exception of subculture/counterculture, and that's fine, that's more a small point. I'm not going to be, I didn't really talk much about either of those, so it was just interesting to see whether that one stuck or not, but that's not a big part of the theory, so that's fine. But so far, you've been getting all the major points. Jay's on fire. Oh, Jay's on fire? Okay, come down, Jay. Jay's on fire. Jay's on fire. So you get 5 things from the box now. Wow, yes. Wow is right. And you better shake that up because there's stuff in there that you may not even know. There's rockets, there's Popeye sticks. Someone try the sour one and let me know what you think. I love it. Has anyone tried it yet? Do you like it? Sour soda? It's really sour, right? Very sour. It's very sour. I got it because it had the most amazing... Oh, I forgot the wrapper, but it had the most amazing wrapper. It says like, oh soda, oh sour. And then so it has like all these fake newspapers. Fake news. Okay. The situation and the attraction of the offense to the offender are part of... So if you got the other one right, you should get this right. Why does everyone keep thinking things are in the background? That's the second one. It's the foreground, not the background. So the situation, right, that's the immediate present. The attraction of the offense, that's the emotions, that's why people are doing things, that's the foreground. But this is good, because you don't want to get these two mixed up. The background, remember, that's like race, class, gender, whatever. That's the stuff impacting from the invisible factors that Katz called them. The foreground's all this stuff. Some of it can be invisible too, but it's the stuff happening in the moment. Background factors are like what you've done in the past or how other people see you or whatever. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad no one said variable selection or criminological research. Those are just very broad. So it could be part of that, but yes. So you're closer to being right with background, but move from the background to the foreground. Okay. Okay. Fire's gone. Okay. Katz argues that persistent robbery is often done as a blank of illicit other behavior. So is it rejecting, continuing, justifying, denying? Yes, it's continuing. Okay, good. Almost no one said rejection because it's linked to other things you're doing. It's justifying. I could see why you think it's justifying and denying. Those I'm borrowing from techniques of neutralization. This one's argued by Katz again. You'll see there's lots of Katz because there's lots of articles by him that we read. But here he's saying, remember, people they live a party lifestyle. He said that persistent robbery is a special case. It's a special set of offenders that, maybe they're part of a gang, maybe they're part of a delinquent group, but it seems they're not really doing it for robbery, but they're doing it for thrills and all these other kind of foreground factors. So they may be denying and justifying other parts of their lives or rejecting certain other things, but usually it's continuing. So they'll get high, they'll have promiscuous sex, they'll rob, they'll do all these things together. Okay. Popcorn. New person, popcorn. I'm going to block popcorn. No, I'm joking. Popcorn. Come down, popcorn. Where's popcorn? Why is popcorn trolling? can do this all day. Where's what is going on? I have to go one person at a time. I'll show, why is popcorn doing this? So popcorn doesn't want to come down or identify themselves.
I'll take it if they want.
Okay, come on down, Zach. Yay! Okay, so you get 4 things.
Okay, thank you.
Let's give, thanks popcorn.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, popcorn. Okay. According to Ditton, intentionally overcharging customers would be an instance of, I talk about pianoing all the time. Fiddling. Pianoing? Someone actually put pianoing. That's awesome. Pilfering? No, that's the other thing. Pilfering, stealing from other bread salesmen, other roundsmen. J, run and raisin, popcorns. Okay. Alibis and aliases help fiddlers do which of the following to their criminal actions? I gave you more time for this one, or you don't need it. Okay. All of the above. Yeah, exactly. So remember, alibis and aliases are the personas and the reserved stories that enable people to keep doing what they're doing. So sometimes they're neutralizing, and sometimes they're justifying, but sometimes they're also compartmentalizing. So they can say, it's not really me doing this, it's just me on the job. So all of the above. Good. And the next closest one there would have been neutralized, so that's good too. But that's the primary order I would say would be neutralized, compartmentalized, justified. Although it's kind of arbitrary at that point because it does all of them. But that's usually what in their accounts what they're saying. Oh, popcorn's moving up. The mystery popcorn. Telling yourself that killing a person is quote-unquote just a job if you're a hitman is an example of... This one's tricky. One person got it right. Oh my gosh. Wow. Denying the victim. So this one is more tricky, right? So this one, you're saying killing a person is just a job. You're not denying the victim. You killed someone, right? So that's not, it's just a job. They're not saying I didn't do it. I did it, right? So, but that's my job. Like, so let's say I failed someone, and let's say Jason failed someone, and he said, right? And he said, yeah, but that's my job. I'm a TA. What am I supposed to do? So that's not denying the victim. Condemning the condemners, it's just a job. I'm not saying like, well, I wouldn't have done this, but like actually you're a jerk and I hate you, and so that would be condemning the victim, right? Denying injury is, yeah, I did it, but it's just a job. Like, why are you upset? Like, yeah, I killed your family member, but that's just my job. Like, what's your point? Or that would be obviously a sociopathic thing to say, but yes. So that is special. So I'm going to try to see if I can find out who got that. None of these people, was it? It was you? Will? Okay, come down. Real special. You get the special hoot. You get to take 7. Okay. Yay! Yay! Proving that my question was fair. Yay! Okay. According to Levi, the possible reframing process that hitmen have has how many steps? Six. Can't always go with 5, right? 5 techniques, 5 fingers, you know. You can't always go with 5. It's 6, right? It's on a slide. So again, not super important for you to remember every single one, but there will be a question about Levi and reframing, right? So just remember the steps. That's why it's good to quiz yourself with these little things, and this will be on the video, so you'll see, you can go over these again. Okay. J, popcorn, CW, rum, raisins, bell hooks. Okay. Question 14, halfway there. Hitmen most often learn to routinely hit marks by what marks personal features? I'll give you more time because it's a longer question. Hitmen most often learn to routinely hit marks by what? The personal features of marks. Hating, orienting towards, loving, disattending to. Yeah, disattending to. Again, it's that kind of thing like, oh, it's just a job, whatever. Right? It's a sociopathic thing that you can learn to do over time. And again, as I say, I joke because me and Jason with grading is very much that, right? It's very hard. I joke about it, but it's hard to grade especially when you know a student and then objectively the paper isn't quite what you hoped. And then it's like, well, I have to give a bad grade. And so you just kind of disattend to the relationship or whatever. Or, you know, if you think, you know, I'm mad at the McDonaldization of university. I wish everyone could get good grades, but in my job I can't. So you just disattend to that fact. And you're like, I'm just grading papers. It's not students, whatever. I can have good relationships with them regardless of that or something. Okay. So that's a halfway point. So this will be something special. J. Okay, Jay. Well, you've made it to the halfway point, so that counts. You're the winner of the halfway point. So you get the halfway point victory. So come on down, Jay. Come on down, Jay. So you don't get the real special prizes yet. That's there. But you can have either... You can have either 10 of those and one of these, or one of these. The choice is yours.
No pressure.
Talk about duress, right? This is not a legally binding choice because you're under duress. Yes, good choice. Give it up for Jay. Always the reasoned decision maker. Taking the Oreos. I know my students. I know Oreos are always the favorite. Okay. So even if you don't win, you can still say you won the halfway point. But you're just taking a big lead. And Popcorn probably won't claim their stuff. So then it'll go to CW. Okay. Question 15. Lawrence said that his article on pedophilia drew most on which of the following theories? So for those paying attention in lecture, I kind of talked about a theory. Techniques of neutralization. Thank you to the 5 of you who validated my speaking. Because I said that a few times. Because I came up with the little things. I said they're all neutralizing online and whatever. Okay. I definitely did not draw on strain at all. I mean, I guess, whatever. There are people that are feeling strained. But differential association, I could see why you would mistake that for this. Because they're online, talking with one another. But for me, I was drawing explicitly on C. Wright Mills and vocabulary of motive and techniques of neutralization. I didn't cite it. I do in my dissertation. But that was like the initial thought I had in grad school when I was writing that paper. Oh, cool's coming back. 16. A common way pedophiles justified their attractions in Lawrence's data was to discuss this one's really close reading. Oh my gosh, yeah, okay. So you guys got, okay, I'm really surprised that everyone remembered that. Abusive nursery tales. Oh my gosh. You know, Mother Goose didn't just lay eggs. Laid a can of whoop-ass on her kids. What? No, yeah, the acts of, you know, Jason's like dying over there. Yes. Abusive nursery tales. That should be, you know what? You know, Jason, if our dissertations don't work out, that's what we can do. Well, we can write them and then do autoethnographies, studying them, right? We can read them to children around Toronto.
It's like, how do you justify writing them?
Right. We'll analyze ourselves, and then we'll see over 20 years whether kids that were exposed to, you know, funnily abusive nursery tales, like Mother Goose, laying cans of whoop-ass instead of eggs, seeing, you know, if that makes them more likely to take SOCB50 in the future.
Not like Brothers Grimm or anything?
No, that's too obvious. It needs to be like, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know what it would be. Mary had a little lamb whose guts were all exposed. Oh my God, yeah, going right deep into it. Okay, Jay's on fire. Jay knows that it's not about abusive nursery tales, but it's about pedastry in ancient Greece. Remember I said, I showed that little picture in my revised one that they always talked about. It was saying, you know, that age of consent and all of that's relative. And if you go, you know, even across countries now, but there were certain places and tribes, and they talked a lot about ancient Greece and pedastry, which was this sanctioned relationship, you know, very small, like it wasn't a huge thing, but they kind of blew that up as saying like, this happened then, so it can happen now, kind of thing. The biosocial perspective sees biology as what crime? Mediating, yes. So mediating just means you need to see biology as involved in the relationship between people and crime, right? So biology is involved. It's not saying it's causing. That would be, you know, biological determinism. That would be Lombroso. That would be positivism, right? So it's good. That's the second most, like, related one. And explaining to, yeah, but that's too general. Ending, definitely they don't see that. I mean, ideally, maybe in some way you could, you know, if you keep studying the bio and the social components, how they're combined, maybe you could get closer to ending it. But yeah, it's basically saying, remember when I talked about testosterone levels, aggression rates, you know, things that happen in utero, all of these things can make people more susceptible to things like trauma and victimization, which then may impact your self-control. That was general strain theory. Still the leaders, still there, getting these toughies. Okay, the biosocial perspective sees socialization and social roles as what biology? So, similar question. These questions are supposed to be randomized, but they're going in order. So you can kind of see it's like, we're going in order of the readings. So if you got the last one right, you should get this one right. Yes. Okay, good. That's very good. I'm very happy. Yeah, interacting with. So mediating, that's basically what that meant. So it's just the same. It's not less important or more important. Again, they don't know. The question is you need to account for both. So it's not about valuing either. Always sometimes just go back to the names of the theories, right? If this was the biological perspective, then maybe you could see it as being more important. If it was the social perspective, then you could see it as being less important. But it's biosocial, and the point was deliberate, because sociobiology was given this bad name, and evolutionary psychology as well to sociologists. So the biosocial one is kind of saying, yes, we see social stuff as important, obviously, that's what the discipline's about, but let's bring in a bit of biology, and particularly biology that has been shown to be changed over the life course. So again, things like tendencies towards aggression, tendencies towards conformity, things like that. Bringing in the stuff that's kind of implied in theories like strain theory and social control, which are really about how people feel frustrated, right? So biosocial is bringing in those feelings scientifically. J. Popcorn CW Cool Raisins. Okay. General strain theory asserts that three major types of strain, what? Yeah, put a negative charge in people, right? So strain actually had like 5 adaptations. So this one, they bring in 3 in together. That was the little things I drew on the board of the noxious stimuli, running away from them, having stimuli taken away from you. And basically they said your relationship with those things that are straining you and paining you, what they actually do is they put a charge in you. And so again, biologically, that they'll kind of set you off. And for some people they won't, because you have more coping resources, or like your identity's stronger in terms of like being normative or conformist, versus someone who's kind of differentially associated, that will resonate more negatively. Same order. You guys are in tough competition. Maybe Popcorn's probably going to do some like big reveal, and then I love my favorite meme, although now it's probably not a whatever. Popcorn meme. So that way it's just the normal one. I love that one. Right? Sorry I'm late. Just here for comments. Popcorn. Okay. Agnew, so that's the biosocial perspective, argued that an individual's what impacted their adaptation to anomie strain. Yeah, coping ability. I just said it about coping, right? So remember the interesting thing why we end the course with this before intersectionalities, which will come up in the next questions, is that, strain, whether you use any of those different adaptations like rebellion or withdrawal or whatever, those are dependent on the extent to which you have developed coping strategies. As me and Emma were discussing the last lecture, some of those coping strategies could actually make you go deeper into deviance if you become like self-harming, or you've differentially associated or whatever. But the basic idea is, the same event, so like putting noxious stimuli around people, so putting propaganda around people, putting them in an abusive neighborhood, that will cause different levels of strain or different kinds of strain to different people based on the coping strategies they've learned. So to some people, they'll be like, no, this is just the environment, this isn't me, I have high self-esteem, I have high self-control, I can leave this. Whereas someone else that's been like bullied or traumatized or whatever, they could enter that same situation and feel very powerless and victimized. So coping abilities kind of inserted into strain. J, popcorn, CW, cool, rum, raisin, same order. You guys killing it. Okay. 21. Intersectionality's perspective see individuals as what in their use of strategies? Creative. Okay, good. I'm glad no one said boring. Limited and limitless. Those would be the second best answers. The idea here is creative, right? So think of Merton's innovation. Here, it's the intersectionality's perspective, as I said, is a little bit more high on the agency side. So it begins. The article we read last week on intersectionality says that people basically make the best of the situations they have, and much like rational choice theory in a way, although combining it with race, class, gender, and more structural things, says people will be creative in their use of culture. So they might innovate in a Mertonian way by committing crime. They might join a subculture or group that accepts them. The political component of differential association, the countercultural component even that I talked about, that's what is being meant here. J, popcorn, CW. Oh, rum raisins is cool now. Okay. Competitiveness, independence, rationality, and strength are all features of No one said being a SOCB50 student. That would be hilarious, right? Yeah, hegemonic masculinity. So no, not hegemonic or emphasized femininity. But we'll get to that. So good. I'm glad most people got that. J, popcorn, CW, rum, reasons, cool. Dependency, passivity. Okay, so you got that, so you should be able to get this. This is supposed to be randomized. So, yes. So hegemonic femininity. So the opposite. So remember, those are the two in the intersectionalities. Sometimes the term switches. So sometimes it's called hegemonic femininity or emphasized femininity, depending on like the position of the author. But they essentially mean the same thing. It's the hegemonic ideal of being a woman. So instead of independent, it's dependent. Instead of active, it's passive. Instead of like aggressive and stuff or strong, it's pure and weak instead of strong. So again, these are ideals that shape the creative ways in which people use cultural strategies. So whether they engage in crime or deviance or becoming educated or whatever they end up doing. Okay, so I think now we're on to the really serious questions. Oh, Durkheim came in. Durkheim replaced Cool. Uh-oh. Okay. So I think these were supposed to be spread throughout, but whatever. I'm happy that these are at the end. So these should be the real serious ones. So you got to put on your thinking caps. Jason, you got to focus on these questions. These are the serious ones. What is Lawrence's favorite word? Lit. Sociology, as if. Okay. My Fab Five know that my favorite word's lit. Okay. What did Lawrence throw last lecture? A tantrum? A party? A bear? A bird? I didn't throw a tantrum. I can understand the bear because you could see that. That's funny though. I like who said tantrum. I like that. I often think of throwing tantrums, but instead I throw birds. J, popcorn, rum raisins, Durkheim Cool. Killing it. Okay. What place did Lawrence get in the Street Fighter 4 tournament he entered 2 weeks ago? Oh. Oh. I got second. Yes, I did. I got second. I don't know what I'm writing. What's that stupid thing? Oh. What is it called? Their stupid nerd weeklies? Oh, oops, I didn't mean that. Stun City. What was the date? Was it July 7th? No, it was the next week. I don't know the date. I think it was July 17th. And then it'll come up. Yes. But the stupid thing didn't show it as being done, but whatever. Lit. And then just...
Disqualified? How did someone get disqualified?
Lit. Damn it. Okay. J, popcorn, rum raisins, Durkheim Cool. Oh, rum raisins coming up. Okay. 2 left. Which of the following is not true about Lawrence? Uh-oh, this is really intense. He has freckles.
2 people clearly missed that class.
You missed the drama. If there was ever a time I threw a tantrum, it was when I talked about that. So, but yeah, no, but that was the one. Okay, good. I wanted to see. But I know the people that come all the time would know that. Okay. I don't have freckles. No, I don't. Right? Right? Exactly. Okay. Last one. This is intense. This is for all the marbles, all the cookies, although I'm pretty sure it's going to go to Jay. But these ones, you never know. This one's really intense. Who has more tattoos, Jason or Lawrence? Really intense. Oh my God.
They don't want to clap.
You think, yeah, whoever, yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. I roll up in tank tops all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. So, let's give it up. But don't worry, there's going to be more than this. Let's give it up for our Fab 3. Come on down, Jay. Come on, popcorn and rum and raisins.
Which one's which? Who's popcorn?
Why didn't you come down before?
I don't like being the center of attention.
So now you're part of the one of 3. Okay, good. All right, so the special prizes are now. I like this. So this is a very special thing. Not only is it a unicorn, but you can be artistic with it. So you can write lit on the back. You can, you can.
I feel like you should keep that one.
Yeah. I like this. I'm keeping it for now. But one day, maybe. Okay. If you take this, you can't. I need it for. I'll give it at the end of the presentation. So, but if you pick this, that's special too. Okay. So Jay, you get first dibs. Good choice. The deviant bird. That was the bird that almost killed you, right? So it's the same one. So that's special. Did you know? Because it showed it winds up. So this is a really traumatic thing. So look at this. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is really intense. This is what Imran showed me, because I don't even know my own deviant bird, but look at this thing. This is like a real freak thing. It flaps its damn wings. So evolution in motion, right? Yeah. So you just got to wind it up. And so if someone's pissing you off on the bus, so you wind it, and then you hit that and just freak them out right? So there's a good choice with that. It is scarier that way, yeah. Just okay. Popcorn, you got your choice. Oreos, good choice. Rum and raisins, you get your choice.
What's this?
That's a water balloon kit. Has a little bag that you can carry your water balloons in.
I don't eat this.
Okay, so I'll give it to you at the end.
Okay.
This is a good choice. Who wouldn't want this? Okay, and then you each get 5 from here.
Which is sour?
The little the little thing. Give it up for our Fab 3. Okay, but no, okay, Durkheim and Cool, come on down. Yay. Yay, Durkheim and Cool. Which one's Durkheim?
Durkheim.
Durkheim and Cool. Okay, so you each get a big one and 2 small ones. You got it. Yes, it came in.
3?
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
3. Those are my childhood nostalgia cookies. I know. I thought of just getting just that. It's amazing. That one's amazing. Good choice. Definitely cool. Okay. What are those little bubbles? Are people writing stuff? Oh, there's show feedback. Oh, okay. I hate this. Worst ever. Okay, wait, but I'm not done because there's still big prizes. And I'll do the show feedback. Okay. Where do I get the...
Scary Larry one.
No idea. Oh,
Oh my god. Okay. Where's the... I don't know who came 6th.
so if you download the full report. You don't find this for
Oh. Okay, so I have... I'll do... Okay. 6, 7, 8. Oh, I have to do the 10. Okay. So come down, CW, bell hooks, thing, C, Lawrence is lit.
I was the shrub.
Okay. So CW gets first dibs. CW. Okay. Oh, going for the Oreos. Yeah, so you get that and 2 from the box. Okay. Bell hooks. Nice. Door coming bell hooks. Good couple. You can get 2 Play-Dohs or yeah. 2 Play-Dohs and 2 of those things from the box.
Just 2?
Yep. And 2 things from the box. Yeah. The 2 Play-Dohs counts as 1 big prize.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, shrug. Oh wait, sorry, you only get 1 Play-Doh. Because I miscounted, sorry. Yeah, 1 Play-Doh. Yeah.
Decisions.
Yay. Okay, C.
This is the real prize.
2.
Thank you.
Bun and Imran. You don't want the emoji pop? Everyone, see, this is... No one wants the emoji pop. Is it because it looks... It's too beautiful to eat, I know. Okay, so... Show feedback. Learning. 4.4. I never even knew they had feedback. That's good. Feeling mostly happy. Oh.
Is that 4.4 out of 5?
I guess so. 4.5. Yeah, I'm guessing it's out of 5 because that would be, otherwise that would be, that would look different if it was out of 10 or 100. Okay, so that's it for that. I did create a new column. So for today, I'm giving the whole class participation for today as the tutorial, just as an extra little whatever nice thing. Remember, so for the final exam, so let's just make sure that nothing changed. UTSC August exam. It should be on the day that oops, I can't write. Near the bottom, yeah. So, I always check here because Again, it's them scheduling it, not me. So yeah, SOCB50. Tuesday, August 13th, 9 a.m., bright and early, MW168. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Don't leave yet, because Jason has tips and he will tell you about the essay, which he graded. So that you will get those back at the end of after this lecture. So again, lots of nice tips, or whatever, things that we're doing today. Jason and I are going to leave the room, and again, this is sad. This is probably the last web option course I'm ever doing. This is the last big class I'm doing because I'm graduating. I'm defending in 3 weeks from 3 weeks from tomorrow my dissertation, so I'm excited about that. I am teaching in the fall. Most of you, I don't know if you can take. What is this? What's it called? I'm teaching Soc D44, which is a D level. So some of you, I know many of you, unfortunately can't take it. What is this? Ugh.
You know the only prerequisite is B05?
But you need 10 full credits. Yeah, I know. So it's like weeding people out that way. Because it doesn't have specific prereqs, but yeah, you have to be. Oh no, wait, I can get it from here, I think. I'm just trying to show you. They have their little thing to make it look whatever. I don't even know what I'm clicking. Course of vowels. Tools for admins. Oh, so it's just course of vowels is down, I guess. That's great. So that's the whole thing I was going to do. Thanks, U of T. I guess it's, I don't know. Is it, can someone try to go on it from the student side? Is it down? Oh. Yeah, so I was going to give you time to do that. Wow, that's hilarious. Okay. Anyway, do fill out the course evaluations. Again, this is the last big class I'm teaching. I was really hoping that I'd have a big class in the fall. I love having my seminar, so if any of you can enroll in that, that would be great. But yeah, this is the last one. I wanted a big class because I wanted to up my web option game and do more stuff that way. I mean, I could do web option with a 10-person class, but it would probably be a little bit traumatic for them because it would be filming their presentations and stuff. So I probably won't do that. It probably wouldn't be very nice. Yeah, so I guess I'll just go on to the next thing because that's whatever. Okay, so let's just take a 5-minute break. You're welcome to come up and have some candy. And then we will resume with Jason giving you Jason and I giving you some test tips, and he'll go over just some broad feedback he had on the essay, which should be helpful for the final exam. So 5-minute break, and then we'll come back. Really well. All right. Okay. So I will leave you in Jason's hands for the next little bit while he gives you some tips.
I thought I was going to talk about the essay.
Oh yeah, but the essay first, and then we'll both talk about the exam.
Okay. Cool. What's up?
And I meant tips because then in the final exam is 12 points or 12% of the final grade is writing an essay question. So listen to this with that in mind, plus any of like your future courses.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to talk about the general feedback for the essay. I just want everyone to know that, faced with that headline question, it's like don't take it personally because I'm just not the person. I know most of you. Sometimes it's really hard to give grades to people and evaluate them when you've been working with them for 12 weeks on stuff. So yeah, first off, right off the bat, if you're not happy with your mark, just I try to make sure that I justified every single mark. I'll never leave anything blank. I write embedded comments throughout and different paragraphs, and I'll highlight different things and I'll mention different things, and then I'll write comments at the end almost all the time. Papers that got an A, maybe I didn't write as much, but sometimes I did. I wrote paragraphs for different people. So just make sure that you read through what I'm really trying to say about what was sort of missing from a lot of these papers. So
that said, the average is good.
Yeah, the average is still good.
73. Yeah, so average is 73. So you guys are doing awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't miss it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So most of you have comments that are generally geared towards your paper specifically. Just the more common things that I noticed was things like when people talked about like the specific context, like time and place, historical context. A lot of the examples that were given with that were like super general. So say, and nobody actually did this, I'm just using this as an example, but some papers did this. So say I want to study theft and robbery in Brazil. And when you're applying your theories, you're just talking about theft and you're using literature about theft in general. So my question is like, then why did you choose Brazil in the first place? You know, sometimes people just chose a context for the sake of choosing context. Like it has to like all make sense, right? You want to have like this like triangulation of like, here's a topic that's really specific in a time and place, and here's the relevant literature that talks about that specific time and place. And I found that that was like a general thing that happens with a lot of papers. Another thing, I guess, is just choice of theory. So most people chose like rational choice, routine activity, and that's fine. And they usually paired it with things like social control. And I found that like one big thing was with social control, it's about why people don't do crime, right? It's like that general restraint. And a lot of arguments I found were, and like not everybody did this, but like a good like 5, 6-ish papers did this. The argument that was being made was a socialization argument. So it's about like being with pro-social others and that like this is a thing that's like learned over time. So if some of the explanations or the arguments were verging into like another theory, like I know this happened with strain theory a little bit sometimes when people talk about being in such a strained position that they do something, but then they were doing self-control. Like, it just shows me that like there isn't this like mastery of like this theory or understanding of this theory when it's like just verging into other things. So it's just like, you know, be aware of that kind of stuff. And yeah. So that's generally it for the essays. Like those are just the 2 main comments. I promise I wrote as much as I could for everybody. So if there's anything confusing, you can always talk to me or Lawrence about it. Do you have a question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if you pick like situational theory and like has like it kind of connects a lot with many theories, wouldn't it be like okay to talk about like some aspects of other theories because they are situational factors?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're like super like self-aware about it, right? Like if you're bringing in, you're talking about situational theory, and then you start talking about strain theory, like talk about like why you're doing that. Like you have to justify it rather than, because if you don't say that you're doing that on purpose, then like I have to go with what's written, right? So then I have to go with like you think that like strain theory is part of it or something. I don't know. Again, it's like super specific, and I wasn't like that like really hardcore on like grading people like that. Like as you can tell, like the average was like still 73, so generally people did really well. Yeah, any other questions? Probably not. Okay, so for the actual exam, when I graded the midterms, and I talked to some people about this, like, I gave feedback for, like, say, the definitions, right? Like, there was one grade for, like, defining it, and then one grade for talking about its significance to crime and deviance, and I always had to, like, write, like, you know, what was the significance, or you have to say more about this, because it was still a little general of an answer. I don't know if Lawrence has said it, but there's no definitions on this one, so don't have to worry about that. But that being said, because these are more conceptual and like there's cultural theories and stuff, you really have to show your mastery through these things. And
yeah, so I mean, because this is it. That's all you're responsible for, right? So you need to know them more in depth. So that's why I thought it would be helpful for Jason to give you comments on the essay. Because even though these are short answers and you know there's only one essay question, your evaluation will be more on, you know, to what extent do we really you're grappling with these concepts, putting them in practice, comparing them with one another. It's not about, you know, memorizing all the small components or anything, but really like, why does Kat say we need to study the foreground? You know, what is the reflexive management of desire? How does that relate to like techniques of neutral? Whatever, like big questions. So
yeah, and I think my biggest thing is like, especially with the midterm, was answer every single question, because sometimes one question is going to have like 4 or 5 questions, and I think the biggest one with like the midterm was when we asked the question about social disorganization, and the last question was, and how does it relate to ecological perspective? And a lot of tests didn't even like talk about the ecological perspective. Like I can't assume that you're talking about it. Like just say straight up, like this is how it connects to the ecological perspective. So if you have a question next week, right? No, 2 weeks from now. if you have a question and it has multiple parts, like go ahead and like split each of those answers into like maybe like different paragraphs. Like that way I know that you're answering those questions directly, and like you're not leaving it up to chance that I'm gonna figure it out, because I'm like reading like 30 papers, and sometimes I'll miss something, and it's just because like time constraints and all that stuff. So just make sure that your writing is clear as possible, and that you're compartmentalizing different answers and not combining different answers. Because actually what I found was that sometimes people would like answer one part of a question and then answer the next part and then go back to the first part for some reason. I get it, but I get like, when you're under time constraints, this is really hard. But try something like writing outlines. Like there's a blank page on the other side. Like if you write down like the bare bones of how you're going to structure your answer, like I can actually follow that when I'm reading it. Like I can't grade that part, but if I know that that's what you're trying to do, like it gives me a good hint of how to grade your responses. So yeah, and please like try to write as clearly as possible, because sometimes I have like real trouble reading someone's writing.
All right, so thanks for all your amazing help with the class this term. Let's give it up for Jason.
I hope my man gets
Yes.
Well, he's going to be there for me. I'm just calling it out.
Is it going to be posted on the portal?
Yeah. Yeah, so the only difference with this slide, so I just, I decided for the final exam, it's for the final exam there's 4 out of 5 questions. Just as a hint, there is going to be one of the questions will be what I said about, what's the reflexive management of desire. That's a little bit more tricky, so I'm kind of giving you that mode. The question will be worded a little bit differently, but I remember my pedophile article / my dissertation, I talked a lot in that lecture, so you can go back to that one and, the process that I said Pedophiles Online talked about. So there will be a question about that, but again, you have 4 out of 5. I'm not going to go over all of these because, I think each week we were studying these. So really, just go to my tip is exactly what Jason said in terms of writing. I completely agree with him. In terms of studying, go look at each of these and say, okay, can I define each of these? Can I provide examples? And can I frame them against another theory? So the way that the majority of the questions will be asked, so particularly the essay questions, so you'll see technically I said the final exam is cumulative, but it's not. It's just the essay question you can draw on anything from the course. So you're not expected to go all the way back to like week 1 or weeks 1 to 6. But I know, this was designed for many of you in your essays. You did write about those theories, so you can use them in the answer. It'll be something like, given what you've learned, which theories do you think are the most compelling? Which 2 would you combine? Given this scenario, which theories do you think apply? There are big, broader essay questions, those 2. And again, they're not super high stakes. It is worth 12%, but usually I would make it worth more. The short answers are each worth 7 marks, 4 out of 5. Evaluate similarities and differences, explain and apply, connect. And then the essay is broader. So yeah, so go through each of those, it's in chronological order, so everything after the break, I believe starting with week 7. So week 7 in the beginning, then we have like 2 or 3 weeks on situational theories, my article, fiddling, part-time crime, brain breaks, and then the biosocial and intersectionalities perspective. So all of the questions are quite short in terms of like wording. They're like a sentence or 2. Explain these 2 perspectives. Apply something to this example. We're testing at this point your big takeaway understandings of these theories. And so use the feedback you got on the midterm and on the essay in terms of structuring your responses. Again, the average has been consistent in this class on the first 2 things. Again, right in that nice B range. And so, and good variation, good spread and everything. So we're very, very happy with how things are going. So thanks for being such an amazing class. This was so much fun. I love having my last big bang being in my Deviance class. It's probably my favorite class to teach because I love being deviant. I'm talking about deviance. Please do stay in touch going forward. I have one little last deviant thing. You guys are helping me get out of my shell. So the aging filters are all popular now. I know I revealed my Instagram account. I thought you would appreciate this. Toothy, sociologist, filter advocate. So I know people have been doing this aging filter. I've been doing this for freaking years, okay? And this is on video now. Because people, they're like, oh, you just got into this now. You know, aging yourself like a weirdo or whatever. But see, I know I'm really good with apps. Like, that one is already made up. Like, I use like all these weird like makeup and whatever filters, and then I age myself, and then I age myself again, and then I age myself like 7 times. But, so yes, so this one I did a week ago, right? But no, if you go all the way down, and you see like, what the hell is this guy been doing with, you know, this is a professor at UT. If you go all the way down, ooh, what's that? Face app. I did that August 19th, 2017.
Ooh.
You see that, internet? You see that? You see that? I did that a long time ago, okay? I did that a long time ago. And that was when I was a noob and I didn't know that you could do stacking filters. So you can stack filters, right? And so I learned, and you see that evolution. Once I learned that, it was a trajectory change. Right? That's my online persona. My online persona. But it gets even more. I figured I could give Beethoven, I gave Beethoven teeth and makeup. Right? Hashtag Beethoven, classical music, alternate universe, Sean Connery, rouge, blush, eyeshadow, makeup, selfie.
Trump.
And then this one, I'm in the background. That's me in the background. Hashtag aging, hashtag traumatized, hashtag delusional, hashtag throwback Thursday. Right? Okay. So anyway, follow Toothy. It's always so sad ending the class, but that's it. Oh, I'll show it. I like this one. So I like little cute things. That's my partner holding a banana. Cute banana. All right. Well, I have office hours today after class, so I'll be in my office at around noon, and I'll be here till 1:30, and then I will post online when my extra office hours will be. So have a great rest of your summer. I'll see you in 2 weeks if I don't see you at my office hours before then. And we will release the grades tonight. If you want for the essay, if you want any candy, feel free to take them.